be building off of Monday's class. So we were working the shoulders. We'll be working the shoulders again because if you don't follow me already, we get to choose what kind of classes we create in the future, and if you don't follow me, you won't know about them. But sometime within the next month, I'm going to be doing a chaturanga workshop. It'll probably be an hour and a half structured around shoulders. So we're getting into that today, but then we'll be following it up with more stuff in the future. So that is what I have to say about that. And let's get to it. So, if you live in the Midwest, we just got hit with a bunch of snow. So it's so bright in here today because there's so much snow outside just reflecting all the light in here, which is really nice and beautiful. And I don't know, it's just nice. So that's all I wanted to say about that. But go ahead and start in a seated position. And I just want you to roll your shoulders just one by one behind you and check in. I call this like a systems check. It's like, how are your shoulders feeling today? If you were in class on Monday, hopefully they're feeling a little less sore by now. Good, and then pause. Shrug them up towards your ears and notice, does one side go one way and one side to go the other way? Is one side harder to come up? And then go ahead and let them down. Do that a few times. Shrug them up and shrug them down. Just do that and try not to let your ribs go forward. So getting to know the shoulders. Good. And now pause. So squeeze your shoulders back behind you and let them go. Squeeze your shoulders back behind you and let them go. And when you do this, do you notice, does your chin jump forward? Can you keep your head in the same place when you squeeze the shoulders on the back? Good. And that's just things you can do throughout your day to kind of check in. Go ahead and lie down on your back. Knees bent, feet flat. And allow your arms to be in a goal post here. So if this is too much, you can always bring the arms out to a T, but you're trying to invite more space in the heart. So when we get really crowded in this chest area, we tend to not let our shoulders on the back do the work they want. So when you reach into the back seat for something and you end up hurting your shoulder, it's like those kind of moments you want to avoid. So let's take 5 deep breaths here, feeling the chest expand and contract and a little bit of that low belly area too. Breathe in. Breathe out. Maybe open the mouth, let out an exhale. Breathe in. And can you feel that back of your chest push into the mat to help you breathe? Exhale. 2 more breaths in. Exhale. Open that heart. Last breath in. And then exhale. Good. From here, keep your arms in a goal post and then go ahead and just lift your tailbone off the floor and then that sacrum and then your low back. And so your glutes are 2 to 3 inches off the floor here. Maybe try to grab the ground with your feet and your arms stay goal posted. Good. If you don't have a block, maybe after we get done being on the floor, maybe you go grab one because we'll need one today. If you don't have one, don't worry about it. From here, I want you to inhale. Now reach your hands up towards the ceiling. Palms face each other. On your exhale, bend your elbows and then push them down into the mat. But when you do that, don't let your ribs go up. So I'm grounding the elbows down and then gently release the elbows. Inhale, my hands reach up. Exhale, my elbows pull down. So it's almost like we're doing a little bit of resistance work here. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull down. We'll be doing the sum of inner abdominals. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Good. Gently release, lower the upper back, middle back, and lower back to the floor. Hands come behind the head. Knees can come over the hips. Now, if that doesn't feel comfortable, you can keep your feet on the floor. Find your sacrum on that mat. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, go ahead, draw down through that low belly and lift your head and shoulders off of the floor. Lean your head back into your hands here so we're not overly using that neck. And then inhale, lower your head and shoulders. Exhale, come up. Good. From here, keep leaning your head back into your hands and twist towards the left. So reach that right elbow towards that left knee. And then inhale, come back to center, lower the head and shoulders. Exhale, come up. Draw down through that low belly. Small twist to the right. Stay off your right shoulder. Feel the strength that is required to stay. Inhale, come back to center, lower down, adding on. Exhale, come up. Small twist towards the left. And then maybe you open your left elbow out to the left. Try to keep staying off that left shoulder. Woo. Inhale. Bring the elbow back in, come to center, lower down. Exhale, come up. Twist to the right. Open that right elbow up, stay off that right shoulder. Reach that left elbow upwards. Come back to center, inhale, lower down. Last time, you got this. Exhale, come up. Small twist to the left. Open that left elbow. Maybe you open the right elbow too. Feel the demand it causes on the core to have your elbows open like this. Come back to center, inhale, lower down. Last one, exhale, come up. Small twist to the right. Open the right elbow, open the left. Draw down through that low belly. And then inhale, come back to center, lower down, give yourself a hug. Whew. Maybe rock left and right. And then from here, let's come into quadruped onto your hands and your knees. I forgot I moved my camera back. Try to move this. All right. So hands are under the shoulders. Maybe walk your knees in a little bit closer than you're used to. And from here, your spine is going to stay in one line. We're not trying to do cow pose here. You're going to melt your heart down and then push it back up. Melt your heart down and push it back up. So these are called serratus puffs. You want to push really into those fingertips. Don't let your head fall down or your elbows bend. And notice I'm not changing anything in my low back. I'm just melting my heart down and pushing up. Good. Maybe try to pull your hands back towards your knees while you do this. It makes it even harder. Good. And then come on up. Lower onto your elbows for dolphin this time. Elbows under the shoulders. You can interlace your fingers or make the forearms parallel. Take a breath here, and on your exhale, puff up into those shoulder blades. Puff up. Lift your knees off the floor, and then let your head look back towards your toes here for dolphin with bent knees. Good. You can stay here, drawing up in that low belly. Sometimes this is a challenge, or walk your feet a little wider. And then lean into that right shoulder and bring your left arm off the mat and come onto the fingertips. So this is a lot. But you can also be in child's pose. Go ahead and bring the left elbow down. Lean into the left shoulder and bring your right fingertips to the floor. Feel the demand that is created in this asymmetrical pose. Good. Bring that right elbow down. Let's lower the knees. And then rest in a child's pose with the palms face up. soften your face muscles. And then in your own way, come on up to stand at the top of your mat. We'll start some tunage here. All right, so top of the mat, feet are hip distance apart. On your inhale, reach the arms out in front of you and then push them even further away and then reach them up overhead. And try to reach really tall through your fingertips, root down through your feet. Take a breath in. And on your exhale, bend the knees, sit back in your hips. Step the right foot back, lower the right knee underneath the right hip. Inhale, shoulders over hips, roll them out. Feel this right glute holding you strong and stable while your ribs slightly turn left and right. Pause. Hands come to the floor. Exhale all the way out. Step back into high plank. Lower your knees here. Feel the glutes are engaged. The core is engaged. That head is lifted up. And then slowly lower to the floor. Keeping the shoulder blades on the back. And then on your inhale, lift the heart. Pull the shoulder blades together. And then on your exhale, lower a little bit, zip up your core, and then push the ground away as you lift up and back into down dog. Slide the right foot forward, lower the left knee. Inhale, lift the chest. Roll the shoulders one at a time backwards. Good, and on your exhale, bring the hands to the floor, step forward. And inhale, use those glutes to come up to stand. Now, if you have a block, this would be the time to grab one. If you don't, you can just use your hands. On your inhale, reach the arms forward and up. On your exhale, sit back in the hips. This time your left foot steps back, lower the left knee, keep the toes curled under. Grab that block and bring it on top of your sacrum behind you. Left glute is firing, and now try to pull the block apart. If you don't have a block, just interlace your fingers and lightly try to pull your hands apart. Good, feel that engagement of the shoulders, but your ribs aren't going forward. And then on your exhale, bring the hands to the floor, step back into high plank and hold. Lower the knees. Keep everything together as you slowly lower to the floor. Inhale, baby cobra, lift up. Exhale, down dog. Left foot slides forward or steps forward, lower the right knee. Grab that block, come on up. Block goes behind the back. Feel that right glute on, pull the block apart. Breathe here. And then gently release the block. Step forward and come up to stand. Inhale, use the glutes, come all the way up, shake it out. First sequence. Go ahead and inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, sit back in the hips, fingertips to the floor or blocks. Step your right foot back, coming into this low lunge. From here, hover your fingers off the floor, palms face each other. Go ahead and shrug the shoulders together on the back and then let them go. So remember when we were in bridge pose and we were pulling those elbows into the floor? We're doing that here. So shoulders come together and then we pull the elbows back. Don't let the ribs go. Straighten the elbows and let the arms come down. You have 3 more of those. Shoulders together, elbows pull up. Elbows straighten, arms come down. Right glute is on. 2 more. Shoulders, elbows. Elbows, shoulders. Last one. Pull it in. Hold it up here. Lower your right knee to the floor. Inhale, arms reach up. Goalpost the arms this time. feel them on your back. And then one at a time, lift one elbow and then the other. So you're kind of retracting and protracting that scapula up and down your back. They're swinging out and swinging in. Good, last one. Both are down. Take a breath in, fill those lungs. Exhale, hands come to the floor, step back into a one-legged plank. And maybe you hook your left toes over the right heel. Zip your inner thighs together, keep that head lifted. And feel what it's like to hold this kind of demand. Good. Pull your hands back towards those feet and then lower the left toes, lower all the way to the floor. From here, inhale, lift up into locust pose, but bring your hands into your back pockets. So you're trying to reach the flesh of the glutes away from you. Good, and then lower slowly, hands come under the shoulders and push up into quadruped. So slide your knees in. I'm going to face you for this part because I want you to feel this. Your elbows are going to go out to the side a little bit. Then wrap them in. Elbows still stay bent. And then straighten them. Elbows go out to the side just a little bit. They wrap in towards each other. And then they straighten. So let's do this 3 more times. They go out. They pull in towards each other. And they straighten. 1 more time. They go out. They pull in. And then they straighten. Go ahead and keep that strength. Like feel that. And then lift up and back into down dog. Take a breath in, find some space in your shoulders, and on your exhale, slowly tiptoe your feet towards the hands. Use the glutes to help you come on up. Reach the arms up. Exhale, sit back in the hips, fingertips come to the floor. Step the left foot back this time. Left glute is firing, hands come off of the mat. Palms face each other. Start with the shoulders together first. Get that action going. And then shoulders come up, elbows pull up. Elbows straighten, shoulders come down. Good. Just maintain that. You have 2 more. Last one. Lower the left knee to the floor. Inhale, arms reach up, goalpost them. Good, 1 at a time. Right elbow up, left elbow up. Right elbow up, left elbow up. Can you hold your frame without those ribs going? Good, last one. Hands come to the floor, stepping back into one-legged plank. Right toes hook on top of the left heel. Pull your inner thighs together. Pull your hands back towards your feet, but don't let that core sink. Right toes to the floor. Lower the knees. Lower. Hands come into the back pockets. And then inhale, lift up into locust. Feel your shoulder blades pull together on your back. Take those deep breaths. And then gently release. Hands come under the shoulders. Push up into down dog this time. So that motion that we just did in quadruped, we're doing in down dog. So have a bentness to your knees. Allow those elbows to come out slightly. Wrap them in. And then straighten them. Wrap them in. Straighten them. They might not go all the way straight. That's okay. This is hard stuff. Last one. Elbows go out. You pull them in. Straighten. And then keep weight in your hands as you slowly walk the toes forward. And then inhale. Come on up. Shake it out. That's a lot. form, please know that if you have any shoulder injuries, like, do this at your own pace. Like, or take out what feels good, or no, keep in what feels good, take out what doesn't feel great, or maybe you modify it. Okay, here we go. Let's do 2 sun sal A's, just focusing on, I want to show you on my shoulders, like this action. So your hands are out in front of you, right, like you're doing plank, and you're really wrapping those shoulders down, and then kind of using your ribs to pull it in. Instead of this, right? We don't want that. We want strong strength. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold. Step or jump back into high plank. Lower. Baby cobra or full up dog. Exhale, down dog. Can you keep your brain in your shoulders? Walk your feet in a half step. Feel like your down dog is bouncy. And then at the bottom of your exhale, step or jump towards your hands. Use those glutes. Bring it on up. Arms reach up. Exhale. Bring it on down. Step or jump back into high plank. Good. You can lower. And then inhale, baby cobra or full up dog. Try to keep space in the heart. Exhale, lower a little bit. Zip everything up. Down dog. Hold in down dog here. Let's do a few shoulder shrugs. So shrug your shoulders up and down. Trying not to let them land with a clunk, but just kind of finding some engagement. Good. And then from here, inhale, lift your left leg to the height of the left hip. Exhale, step the left foot as far forward as you can and come up into crescent lunge. Find your neutral pelvis here. So we don't want too much dip in that low back. And then your hands cup your shoulders. From here, circle your elbows backwards. Good. Pause. Right elbow reaches forward. Left hand comes onto the back on top of that sacrum. Right arm reaches up. Side bend to the left. Maybe let your left ear come to your left shoulder. Really try to reach your arm out of the armpit, stretching out that right side. Good. From here, inhale, come back to center. Right hand comes to the floor. Right knee comes to the floor. Slide the left leg back into modified side plank. So if you're not facing me, don't worry about it. You just want hand under shoulder, knee under hip, and then left hand holds the right shoulder. Feel it on the back, and then maybe lift your left leg. Keep that core engaged, and maybe you pulse that left leg up and down. Good, that looks great, Angela. And then from here, left toes come down, left hand comes down, and left knee comes down. You're in quadruped. And just do those puffs. Chest melts. Do them slow to start, because if you are this person who's tailbone, you're not going to get anything out of it. You want the spine to stay straight as you melt your heart downwards. Good. Last one. Find a neutral position. Pull the hands back towards the knees. And then keep that feeling as you step back into plank. Yes, and then lift up and back into down dog. Woo. Walk your feet in a half step. Shake the head yes and no. Bounce around a few times. And let's do that on the other side. So right leg lifts. Feel that right glute help you lift that leg. Step the right foot forward. Come up into crescent lunge. Hands, fingertips, kind of cuff those shoulders. Roll them backwards. Pause, left elbow reaches forward. Right hand slides behind the back on top of that left glute. Left arm reaches up. Side bend to the right. Can you maintain your core here? Inhale, come up to center. Exhale, left hand comes down, left knee comes down, right leg slides towards the back of the mat. Your right hand can hold on to that left shoulder. Right leg can lift, and you can start to pulse it. Good. Right hand comes down, right knee comes next to the left. This time you can do these puffs, but maybe your knees are hovered this time. So maybe you curl the toes under and do some puff in here. This is hard. Good. Knees lower. Pull the hands back towards your knees. Pull up in that low belly and step 1 foot at a time back into plank. And then down dog. Whew. Go ahead, walk your hands back towards your feet and come into happy squat here. Allow the backs of the hands to rest on the floor. Maybe lightly pulling them apart here to give the wrists a little bit of a break. And then use the glutes to inhale, come up to stand, and come to the top of your mat. If you need a drink, please grab one. And we have our last sequence, which is a little bit forearm based instead of hand based, which is really nice. Let's do Sun Style B to get into it. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, hands come to the floor, forward fold. Step or jump back into high plank. You can do your chaturanga or meet in down dog. From down dog, walk your feet in a half step, left leg lifts. Maybe you lower and lift that right heel a few times. And then on your next exhale, step the left foot forward, rise up for warrior one. So my right foot is at about a 45-degree angle. Interlace the fingers behind the back on top of that sacrum, so feel the shoulder blades pull together here. And then slowly pushing out through that back foot, lower your chest towards the inside of that left thigh. Shoulder blades still pulling together. Don't lose your head. Feel that right glute working. And then lift your right heel, slowly transfer into warrior three if you wish, or you can stay here in devotional warrior. Good, last one. Land your right toes if you were up in airplane, and you will lift and turn to the right side of your mat for goddess. So opening up here, I will turn to face here so you can see me. Hands come and dangle behind your thighs. Glutes are on, kind of tuck that tailbone down. And from here, squeeze the shoulders up towards the ears, squeeze them behind the back, and then squeeze them as they come down. Squeeze them up, squeeze them together, squeeze them as they come down. Last one, squeeze them up, squeeze them together, squeeze them down, and then straighten your legs, parallel your feet, and exhale, forward fold. So your knees can be a little bit bent, hands can come to blocks here. You're just gonna cat-cow in this forward fold straddle. So inhale, cow pose, bend your knees as much as you need to. Exhale, really push down through the hands and round the back. Good, let's do two more of those. Inhale, exhale, last one in. Exhale. Good. Bend the knees even more. Stay low. Turn towards the left, towards the front of your mat. And you're going to step back into either three-legged down dog with your left leg lifted, or you're going to be on your forearms for dolphin. Ooh, too much. You can also have both those feet down. Just working on your strength here. One more breath in. And then walk the feet back for forearm plank. So shoulders are over the elbows. Core is pulling in. Yes, Angela, that looks awesome. And then from here, coming into right forearm side plank. So lean into the outer edge of your right foot. That right elbow, left arm reaches up. Feel that right glute working. And then both forearms come down. Lower the knees, lower all the way. Inhale, let's come into Sphinx pose. So push down through those elbows, lift your heart here, and try to scoop the low belly in and pull the shoulder blades together on the back. Back of the neck is long. Good, and then lower all the way. Exhale, push up and back into down dog. Let's do this on the other side. Right leg lifts. You can lower and lift that left heel a few times. If you're used to hopping and you've been in class with me for a while, do it. Get some hops in there. And then step your right foot forward. Lower the left heel. Inhale, come up. Warrior one. Feet are on two separate lines. Hands interlace on that sacrum and begin to lower your chest. Keep that left glute on. Draw up in that low belly. You can stay here or begin to lift that left leg for warrior three. I'm going to stay here because this feels more comfortable for me. Good. Last breath in. And then you're going to lift and turn to the left for goddess. Feel those glutes working. Your knees are in line with your first and second toe. Shrug the shoulders up. Maybe act like you have two tennis balls in your hands. And then shrug them together. And then shrug them down. Shrug them up. Together behind the back. And down. Good. Two more. Get all of that unwanted tension out. Last one. Up. Exhale. And down. Good. From here, cartwheel your hands to the front of your mat. So we're not going to do the cat-cow this time. Hands come down, and then from here, right leg lifts into three-legged down dog, or you can lower onto the forearms for dolphin. Have that bottom knee bent. You can also have both feet on the ground. And then from here, both feet are on the ground. Walk it back to forearm plank, holding strong. And then come onto the outside edge of your left foot and your left elbow for forearm plank. Hold it together here. Core is working, glutes are working. Back to forearm plank. And then lower to the floor. This time, locust pose or baby cobra. Feeling those shoulder blades draw together on the back. And then zip up everything in the core and push up and back into down dog. Take a breath in. And at the bottom of your exhale, step or jump towards your hands. And come on to stand, shake it out. All right. Let's do the stream. as always, if you have any questions after class, you're more than welcome to ask me them. But just the things to think about while you're flowing, all right? So think about the shoulders on your back. Think about open heart, open, receive light. Receive kindness, receive openness. Pause here at the top of your mat. Notice where your shoulders are on your back, where your breath is and how it relates to the shoulders. And on your inhale, reach those arms forward and upwards. Exhale, sit back in the hips, fingertips to the floor, step the right foot back. Inhale, you hover that chest upwards, shoulder blades come together, elbows pull up. So this doesn't change, we're just gonna add on. So maybe you kick those arms back and then they come down, the elbows pull up, you kick the arms back, getting into those triceps. 2, last 1, pull it up, straighten, kick back. From here, lower that right knee. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, left hand comes behind the back on top of that right glute and maybe side bend to the left. Pulling that pubic bone up towards your nose, core is engaged. Reach with the right hand. Good, inhale, come up through center. Exhale, hands come down for that one-legged plank. Left toes hook onto the right heel. Now you can stay here, or I'm going to challenge you to bring your feet wide. We're going to do shoulder taps. So right hand taps the left shoulder, left hand taps the right shoulder. Try to barely shift your weight. Good, last one. All the toes down, lower your knees, lower to the floor. Inhale, locust or bow. Reach those arms back. You can catch your ankles or just hang out here. Open heart. Exhale, push up and back into down dog. Lift the right leg to the height of that right hip. Bend your right knee and let's circle in it. Give it some space. Go the other way. And then we'll immediately step that right foot forward for airplane or tilted crescent. So you can be here or your left toes can be lifted. I'm gonna hang out here because it feels good. Good. Little bit of a combo move here. So left hand comes to the floor and you're coming into side plank on the left hand this time. Right foot slides to be on top of the left. From here, you'll step the right foot forward and you'll come up to stand. Pull your left knee in towards your chest. Trick move, right? You got 2 more. Left hand comes down, side plank. Right foot steps, come up to stand, pull your left knee in. Woo. 1 more. Go ahead, side plank. Step, come up to stand, pull the left knee in. And then let's open it up to the left for warrior 2. So right knee is bent, left leg is straight. Find your neutral pelvis, arms reach. Goalpost your arms, reverse your warrior. You can also have that extra support. Inhale, center, core is engaged. Exhale, warrior variation. Maybe the right elbow taps the right thigh. Inhale, come up. 1 more, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come up. Let's go into dolphin. So turn towards the front of your mat, towards that right foot. Hands come down. You can also be in 3-legged down dog with the right leg lifted. Or here, if you want to make this a funky dolphin, you can lean into that right shoulder and be on your left hand. Good, and then lower the right toes, lower the knees. Let's do forearm cat-cow 3 times. Inhale. Exhale, puff up through the shoulders, let your head loose, make weird noises, especially if you're just home alone, just blah, let it out, exhale. It's the one benefit of practicing online, right? If you're home, you can do whatever the heck you want. Good, come back to center. From here, come up onto the hands and lift up into down dog, where we'll have one final little hop. Fill your lungs. Exhale, let it all out. Bend the knees and use that to help you launch forward towards your hands. Use the glutes to help you come on up. Shake it out. Here you go. Other side. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, fingertips to the floor. Step the left foot back and pause. Hover the fingertips up, shoulders on the back, together, elbows. Maybe do that a few times, or kick it back. Bring it down, kick it back. Shoulders, elbows, triceps. Elbows, shoulders, yes. Last one. Lower that left knee. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, right hand behind the back on top of that left glute. Side bend to the right. Breathe here. And then inhale, come on up. You're coming into that one-legged plank or that wide plank. So hands come down, step back. This time it'll be your right toes on top of your left heel if you're in one-legged plank. Go ahead, tap opposite shoulder, left hand to right shoulder, right hand to left shoulder, left hand to right shoulder, right hand to left shoulder. Glutes are on, core is on. This is where you really sweat. And then pause, lower the knees, lower slowly with control. Inhale, locust or bow. Or I'm gonna do a low cobra here. And then from here, exhale, down dog. Walk your feet in a half step, left leg lifts, bend the left knee, circle in your hip. Go ahead, go the other way. And then let's step it forward into airplane. Left foot steps forward, or you can come into crescent, tilted crescent. Holding everything together here. Good. And then from this, going into right side plank. So right hand comes down. Come onto the outer edge of your right foot. Left foot stacks on top, left arm lifts. And then we got that combo move. Step the left foot forward. Come up to stand, pull the right knee in. Ha. Right hand comes down, right toes come down, side plank. This is number 2. Step it forward, core, ha, come up. I drag my right toe so I can stay balanced. Last one, right hand, right foot. Woo. Last one, step it forward, come up to stand, hold, balance. And then let's open up, warrior 2. Left knee is bent, pelvis is neutral. Glutes are working. Goal post your arms. Take a breath in. Reverse. Inhale. Exhale, left elbow to left thigh. It doesn't have to make it all the way down. Reverse. variation. Inhale, come on up. You're going to cartwheel your hands towards your left foot, coming into dolphin or three-legged down dog with that left leg lifted. Or you can make it a funky dolphin and come up onto that right hand. Hold it together. Feel your shoulders catch you. And then lower your toes, lower your knees. Forearm cat-cow. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale. Surrender your heart. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. From here, come up onto the hands. On your inhale, sweep the left arm upwards. Exhale, sweep it underneath of you, threading the needle, coming onto the outer part of the left arm and the left cheek. Right fingertips can walk forward to noon on the clock. Maybe lightly try to pull backwards on that left arm, trying to pull it back into its socket. And then gently release, right hand underneath the right shoulder, push up into quadruped. Inhale, right arm reaches up. Exhale, thread it underneath. Right ear comes down. Oof. Maybe walk your left fingers to noon. Soften your breath. Left hand comes underneath the shoulder. Come on up. Come to a comfortable seated position just for a moment before we go into Shavasana. Because your shoulders are heavily influenced by your neck and vice versa. We're just going to do a little bit of tissue release. So bring your 2 fingers behind, like right underneath your ears. So behind your earlobes, and try to pull your head backwards in towards those fingers. And don't let that chin lift. Good. And then stay in that position and then bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Good. Bring your right hand to your heart to kind of allow it to be weighed down. And then take your left 2 fingers and gently just pull tissue away from your hairline downwards. Keeping your breath soft. Maybe you turn your gaze a little bit more downwards. Just kind of like a nice little feel good. Good. Come back to center. Bring your right hand underneath your head and push it back up. Good. Same feeling. Left ear to left shoulder. Good. Left hand on the heart. And just take some of that tissue and pull it downwards. You can use more than 2 fingers. Maybe turn your gaze downwards. And then bring the head back, or bring the hand underneath the left side of the head. And come on up. Let's come on to the back. I'm going to demo closer to the screen, but you're laying down, knees are bent, feet are flat. And I want you to just take your right hand to your right underneath this left collarbone. And you're just going to take some of that tissue and gently push it outwards. And your left palm can face up. And if you notice feeling a little stuck, take your time. Good. And then go ahead and take the left hand underneath the right collarbone. Allow yourself to push some of that tissue away. And then go ahead and release that. One hand can be on your heart, one on the low belly, or palms face up away from the body. You can reach your legs out one at a time for Shavasana, or you can stay like me and have your knees bent and towards each other with your feet wide. Notice the breath here. Do you have more space to breathe? Can you invite more breath in? Can you create more room? Can you invite more light in? And ever so slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Turning your head left and right. Start to deepen your breath, and maybe you slide the left foot in underneath the left knee, the right foot in underneath the right knee. And on your next inhale, reaching the hands up overhead, stretching out those side bodies. Try to push down through your heart to open up some of that stuckness. And then on your exhale, bring the knees into the chest. Maybe rocking left and right a few times. And coming on up to seated, to pause here for a moment. Maybe you start to roll your shoulders here, just keeping the eyes closed, noticing what that feels like. Maybe they make less noises now. And then settle, bring the hands to heart center. May you go forth with strength and grace throughout the rest of this Wednesday with these new, strong shoulders.